Have you ever stared into the mirror and not recognized the person looking back at you? That face, those wrinkles, that gaze. Familiar, but strangely distant. As if you once knew them well, but today your memory betrayed you. I've been there. I'm 72 years old. One winter afternoon, my 6-year-old grandson ran up, hugged my leg and laughed, "Grandpa, come play with me." I bent down, stroked his hair and without thinking said, "Bruno, come here." He paused, staring at me, confused. Bruno was the name of my dog. He passed away 10 years ago. I froze. My hands turned cold. My heart skipped. I had no idea why I said that. But in that moment, I knew something was wrong. And it wasn't just senior forgetfulness. You see, memory loss doesn't arrive like a storm. It comes like a slow, steady drizzle. One drop at a time. Quiet, gentle, washing away pieces of your past. Names of loved ones. Moments you once treasured. You might still smile, still chat. But somewhere deep inside your brain, a door is slowly closing. And you don't even know what you've lost. Until it's gone for good. And here's the part that shocked me the most. The thing helping that door to shut? It wasn't my age. It wasn't genetics. It was something I drank every single morning. A drink I thought was safe. Even healthy for someone my age. If you drink pre-made coffee, diet sodas, or anything labeled zero sugar, then you need to watch this video to the end. Because what you're drinking to live longer might be the very thing that's stealing your mind, sip by sip. Because what you're drinking to live longer might be the very thing that's stealing your memory day by day. And when it starts happening, we usually don't notice. Or worse, we tell ourselves it's normal. I used to say, well, I'm over 70 now. Forgetfulness just comes with age. Have you ever thought that way? I know many seniors around me do. Neighbors, friends, even family members. We start accepting little slips, forgetting names, confusing dates, as if they're just part of getting older. But one day I met Mr. Lewis, 85 years old, living in rural Texas. He still reads the newspaper without glasses. He dials phone numbers by heart. And he remembers the first time he met his wife. Under the church porch, summer breeze and a green dress. I sat in silence and asked myself, if he can stay that sharp at 85, why am I, in my early 70s, forgetting where I put my house keys? That moment changed something in me. I stopped blaming my age. Because the truth is this. It wasn't age that was making me forget. It was everything I had been putting into my body, every day. The food, the drinks, the habits I thought were harmless, but slowly chipped away at my mind. Think about our grandparents. They didn't drink diet sodas. They didn't sip sweetened condensed milk or ready-made coffee. They drank herbal teas, ate home-cooked meals, walked every morning. They didn't need brain supplements, because they never poisoned their minds to begin with. And when I truly saw that, I realized something that hit me deep. Maybe I'm not forgetting because I'm getting older. Maybe I'm forgetting because I made the wrong choices in the smallest things. I started looking closely at my daily habits. Not the big things, but the little ones I never questioned. That ready-made coffee I drank every morning. The zero-sugar soda I opened after lunch. The glass of sweetened condensed milk over ice in the afternoon. The energy drink I grabbed whenever I felt sleepy. I used to think those things were harmless. They helped me stay alert. They tasted good. And the label said, sugar-free, diabetic-friendly, 0 calories. Sound familiar? We've grown up in a world where everything is bottled, packaged, and simplified into a few words of marketing. We trust what's written on the front. But we rarely read what's listed in the ingredients. Did you know? Most sugar-free drinks today contain a chemical sweetener called aspartame. It might sound unfamiliar, but I promise you, if you turn around that diet soda bottle in your fridge, you'll see it there. Aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame K. They aren't sugar, but they're up to 200 times sweeter than sugar. They have 0 calories, but can strongly affect your brain and memory. And worse, they trick you into thinking you're making a healthy choice. It's ironic, isn't it? As we get older, we start choosing things that are light, sugar-free, convenient, low-fat. But if we're not careful, those choices become the very things that steal our mental clarity. Not in a day, not in a week, but slowly, sip by sip, day by day without warning signs. I thought I was fine. Until one afternoon, I looked up at the TV and saw a familiar news anchor. I knew his face. I'd watched him for years, but I couldn't remember his name. That wasn't because I was getting old. That was because of the diet soda I'd been drinking for the past 10 years. And in that moment I realized, what was weakening me wasn't my age. It was my blind trust in what I thought was harmless. After that moment I began to ask myself, what exactly is aspartame? And why does it show up in almost every senior-friendly drink? I started digging into medical journals. I read official warnings from the World Health Organization. I studied research reports from both Europe and the US. And what I found gave me chills. Aspartame is an artificial sweetener first developed in the 1960s. It's used in thousands of sugar-free products, from diet sodas and chewing gum, to yogurt and instant coffee. It's hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, but has 0 calories. Sounds ideal for dieting, right? But for the aging brain, this chemical has no place in your body. Several studies have shown. Once inside you, aspartame can break down into methanol, a known neurotoxin. Then it can convert into formaldehyde, the same substance used to preserve corpses. Even in small amounts, long-term exposure can harm the hippocampus, the area of your brain responsible for long-term memory. One study from Boston University found people who drank more than one diet soda per day were 2.9 times more likely to develop memory loss than those who didn't. And it doesn't stop at memory. Aspartame has also been linked to mood swings, irritability, lack of focus, and insomnia. So I asked myself, if there's so much concern around this ingredient, why is it still sold freely, even promoted as a healthy choice for seniors? The answer is profit. It's cheaper than real sugar, easier to store, creates a fast sweet taste, and it taps directly into what we older folks are told to want. Less sugar, fewer calories, no weight gain. But here's the truth. That sweet taste isn't free. It comes at a cost you pay with your clarity, with your ability to recognize your daughter's face, with the wisdom you've spent a lifetime building. Elderly wisdom isn't just about age, it's about awareness. And senior health isn't just about blood pressure or cholesterol. It's about your brain, your memories, your very sense of self. And I can't help but wonder, maybe you're still smiling while sipping it every morning, not realizing that each drop is slowly erasing the name of the person you love most. We often think brain shrinkage only happens after a diagnosis, after an MRI scan, after someone tells us we're showing signs of dementia. But in truth, it starts much earlier, quietly, gently, with no pain, no big warning signs, just a feeling that something isn't quite right. I remember one morning, I walked out of my house planning to go to the pharmacy just 4 blocks away. It was a route I'd taken hundreds of times. But that day I stopped at the corner and couldn't remember whether to turn left or right. I stood there frozen until I spotted the familiar dry cleaner on the corner. Only then did my brain catch up. Only then did I realize something was wrong. At the time, I didn't call it memory loss. I just thought, maybe I'm tired today. But later I learned, that's one of the earliest signs of shrinkage in the short-term memory area of the brain. Have you ever had moments like these? You're telling a story and suddenly forget what you were saying. You walk into the kitchen, but forget what you came for. You see a familiar face but can't recall their name right away. If so, don't ignore them, because your brain might be whispering for help. Neurologists call this the silent warning zone. Unlike a heart attack which screams, brain atrophy whispers. It's quiet, but it's always speaking. As we age, we brush off these tiny moments. More typos when typing. Taking longer to remember names of objects. Feeling foggy even after a full night's sleep. Losing interest in activities we once loved. We tell ourselves, it's normal. It's just age. But the truth is, these are warning signs. And if we ignore them, we may someday look into the eyes of someone we love and ask, "Who are you again?" Not realizing that person shared our life for 40 years. Senior health isn't just about blood pressure or blood sugar. It's about keeping a clear mind, so we can remember, so we can understand, so we can live fully. Because what good is a healthy body if the brain is fading? And you know what's truly scary? When you can't remember that you've forgotten. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this so you can notice, so you can pay attention, so you can listen to the soft voice inside. Because elderly wisdom doesn't come from age. It comes from awareness. Try this simple habit. Sit quietly each morning. Ask yourself, what did I do yesterday? Who did I see? How did I feel? If you can answer easily, wonderful. If you hesitate or draw a blank, that's okay too. As long as you don't dismiss it. As long as you don't ignore the voice inside your mind. Because once memory slips away, it rarely returns the same. Listen now, before it fades for good. I didn't realize the problem in a doctor's office. Not during a regular checkup. It happened right at home. Because of a receipt. It was the beginning of the month. I was sorting through my bills like I always do. I opened my wallet and found a small receipt from the grocery store near my house. It totaled just over $60. The list was clear. 3 cans of diet soda. 2 packs of instant coffee. 1 bag of sugar-free cookies. 1 bottle of energy drink. I stared at the list and couldn't remember buying any of it. Couldn't recall being at the store. Couldn't picture myself picking out those items. I checked the home camera, scrolled through my messages and asked my wife. Yes, I had gone shopping. Yes, I paid with my card. Yes, I brought everything home. But my mind was completely blank. For the first time in my life, I was scared of my own memory. Not because I forgot someone's name, but because I forgot my own actions. From that same day, I sat down, placed the receipt in front of me, and I asked myself, how many cans of diet soda have I drunk in my lifetime? How many times have I called it healthy for seniors just because it said low sugar? How many warnings did I ignore just because they felt small? And then, like flipping a switch, the memory started coming back. That foggy feeling I always had after my afternoon soda. The nights I couldn't sleep blaming the weather. The times I forgot a relative's name, even though we'd just spoken the week before. I remembered, and I realized, I didn't forget because I didn't know. I forgot, because I didn't want to admit it. And I thought, if I hadn't opened my wallet that day, if I hadn't seen that receipt, I probably would have kept drinking. Kept telling myself, it's fine. Kept pretending this was all just normal aging. But the truth is, there is nothing normal about forgetting who you are. The next morning I opened my pantry. I gathered everything labeled diet, zero, or sugar-free. And I put it all in one big bag. Took it to the recycling bin. No regrets. I started again. With a cup of warm water. A small glass of turmeric tea. A quiet decision, without fireworks. Just awareness. And I made myself a promise. No can of soda, no matter how sweet, will ever again be allowed to steal the memories I've spent a lifetime building. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist or a researcher. I'm just an older man who once lost his mental clarity and is now learning how to slowly get it back in the most natural way possible. After I threw out all the diet sodas and instant coffees, I didn't rush to buy brain supplements. I didn't spend hundreds on pills. I turned back to the things that are simple, doable, and friendly for someone my age. And I started right in my own kitchen. 1. Warm water plus fresh ginger plus lemon, every morning. This was my first replacement for morning coffee. Nothing fancy, just warm water, a few slices of fresh ginger and a squeeze of lemon. Let it steep for 5 minutes. Then drink it slowly. Ginger helps boost blood flow to the brain. Lemon cleanses blood vessels and gently reduces inflammation. After a few weeks of drinking this every morning, I felt more alert, more focused, no caffeine needed. It was the beginning of my journey toward natural recovery. 2. Turmeric tea plus black pepper, to reduce brain inflammation. After dinner, I drink a small cup of turmeric tea with a pinch of black pepper. Why the pepper? Because curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, needs piperine and black pepper to be absorbed properly. Turmeric has been shown to reduce neuroinflammation and protect brain cells, especially in older adults. I drink it 3 to 4 times a week, and I've noticed I sleep better. I wake up feeling lighter, less fog, more calm. 3. Blueberry water or berry smoothies, powerful brain antioxidants. Now, I know not everyone can buy fresh blueberries every day, but frozen berries or pure powder work just fine. Once or twice a week is enough. Blueberries contain anthocyanins, strong antioxidants that protect nerve connections, help memory and boost learning ability in seniors. I drink mine in the afternoon, replacing that old habit of grabbing a sugary soda when tired. And I don't feel foggy anymore. 4. Rosemary tea, to increase brain circulation. In Italy, rosemary is called the herb of memory. I used to think it was just for flavoring chicken, until I tried steeping it in hot water and drinking it. 1 small sprig in boiling water. Cover for 10 minutes. Sometimes I add apple slices or a cinnamon stick to smooth the flavor. After 2 weeks, I noticed I wasn't forgetting simple words or daily tasks as often. I won't call this a miracle, but I do believe my brain is thanking me day by day. 5. Resetting the brain's rhythm with sunlight plus light walking. Don't just focus on what you drink. Think about how your brain wakes up each morning. After my ginger lemon water, I step outside. Let the natural light touch my eyes. Just 10 minutes. No phone. No news. Just the birds, the breeze, the light. That early light helps reset the body's clock, reduce stress hormones, and improve brain chemicals related to focus and mood. Then I go for a gentle walk, not a workout, just enough to get blood flowing, oxygen moving, thoughts untangling. There's no single cure for memory loss, but every sip, every choice, every small step can help you rebuild clarity, calm, and connection in your brain. Elderly wisdom isn't about how many years you've lived. It's about how you live each day, now that you understand your body. Senior health isn't just something doctors talk about. It's whether or not you can remember your granddaughter's name on her birthday. And sometimes all it takes is 1 cup of warm water, not to treat disease, but to gently remind yourself your brain can still recover if you care for it the right way. I don't drink zero-sugar sodas anymore, not because I'm afraid of them, but because I've become clear enough to stop compromising with my own memory. I can't recover everything I've forgotten, but I can start remembering the most important thing. That mental clarity is a gift, and I need to protect it every single day. You don't need to do everything I've shared. You don't need to change your life overnight. Just start with one small thing. A cup of warm water in the morning. A moment by the window. A quiet no to the things that cloud your mind. And if you see yourself in this story, leave a comment below. I read every single one. And maybe the next video will come from the life you're living right now. If this video helped you in any way, please remember, subscribe to the channel Message for the Elderly to receive more stories, lessons, and natural ways to protect senior health and brain clarity as we age. Click the like button if you believe that the wisdom of old age deserves to be preserved. And share this video with someone you care about, because sometimes just one video can help someone hold on to the most precious memory of their life.